So, it's been months since a haircut. Next week, Tuesday, I finally get to get a haircut. Drinking Prosecco. I have a bunch of leftover gluten-free bread that I'm not really loving. And so what do I do with leftover bread? Or I just have too much bread. You know, when you're gluten intolerant, you cannot find croutons, really good croutons for like Caesar salad or a Panzanella salad. Wait, I forgot to have a drink. That'll make this easier. Okay, so what I do, make my own. You're not gonna find gluten-free croutons in the grocery store, and they're not gonna be tasty if they were. So you can do this with regular bread too. So what we'll do is take your bread, and I'm gonna cut cubes. So you can use a serrated knife, or if your knife is sharp enough, you can do it without a serrated knife. So if you can see what I'm doing here, now I've cut it into batons, which is basically strips. And then you're gonna turn your strips and cut that into probably 4, 2, 3, 4, yes. You're gonna take those cubes and put them on a tray, which you can't see right now, but I can show you. Okay, so just chop all your bread. Let's do that together. Won't take long. Okay, and the ends you can save or give to the birds, although I found the birds don't like gluten-free bread. Go figure. So, chop your bread across into cubes. You can do them as big or small as you like. Okay. Again, I'm just filling the tray. All right. Pull that off. So this bread was really spongy and dry. There's some really good gluten-free breads out there. This just wasn't one of my favorites. So, but if you have a loaf of bread that you don't want to spoil, you can go ahead and do this with any kind of bread. Make your own homemade breadcrumbs. I also like to use these breadcrumbs for French onion soup. Instead of the brick of bread that they often do, and you have to dig through it and everything. Often I'll just toast breadcrumbs without the seasoning, and we'll put those over the soup and then the cheese, and it's much easier to get all those wonderful little bites. So I have another loaf of bread that I actually do like, but it's getting a little old, so I'm gonna add it to the mix and have another form of croutons. Okay, so again, I'll show you what I've done. Let me move my board out, hang on. Okay. I want to show you something in my pantry that I do. Sorry, off camera. So here's something I do with old breadcrumbs. I have a container that isn't quite 100% sealed, and I'll just take a slice or two at a time when I have leftover extra bread that's getting a little old. And this is dry. I just dry them on the tray. So just like you see now, I dry them on the tray, and I'll use this later for stuffing. So instead of buying those really expensive gluten-free stuffing mixes that are like $8 to $9, you got this, and you can make stuffing the traditional way. But we'll talk about that another time, because you do have to be careful with gluten-free bread. It's pretty sassy. So what we're gonna do to make these crumbs, okay, you're gonna take your oil. So it doesn't have to be the greatest olive oil. I do an olive oil and sunflower oil and avocado oil kind of blend for myself. You're gonna do some salt. So you've got to season things. Season your crumbs, okay? Now I'm just using an all-purpose Sicilian seasoning, Italian seasoning, whatever you've got in your cupboard. So just, I would say, about 2 teaspoons, heavy. Okay, because I have a very full tray. Then we're gonna have some garlic powder. Now if we wanted to measure, I would say a teaspoon's about appropriate. And that might even be heavy, depends on your liking. We're gonna say half a teaspoon. Okay, this is live TV, or live me. Anyway, and the hair's gone crazy, so bear with me. Let's do half a teaspoon of onion powder. So we're just trying to build that flavor on these breadcrumbs, and these will be great in a salads. I just snack on them. Also kind of like a cracker. So this one's giving me a little trouble. It's almost easier with the fingers. Okay. Hello. Okay, and then you want to toss that. Just toss those breadcrumbs. So again, we did, we cubed our bread. We're tossing with oil, and if it feels a little dry, just add a little more. So this can be a good 1/4 cup of olive oil. Blend, you don't have to use your best. Mix and season your breadcrumbs. You can see me stirring. Kind of give it a smell. Does it smell garlicky enough to me? I like a lot of garlic. So maybe we go toward the 3/4 teaspoon. This is all up to your taste. Okay. And we'll shake that out. Now what we'll do is we'll go to our oven at 375 for 15 minutes. Check them, stir them, and do it again. And I'll get back to you. Hi, so we're gonna check our breadcrumbs. After 15 minutes, gonna give them a stir. Okay, we love our fish spatula. And give them everyone a little toss. You're gonna wanna check their doneness. Let's see, they're getting there. So depending on your oven, just check them every 5 minutes until we get them done. Okay, so after 5 more minutes, mine are done. You're gonna see, just toss again all your little crumbs, and just, they're gonna keep cooking on the tray. So go ahead and turn off your stove, set them aside. When they cool, you can put them in a bowl or in a baggie, however you want to store them.